All right. Okay, guys, welcome to Negotiators on Demand. This morning, we are going to do the real estate case, negotiating with your neighbor. Here's the scenario. The negotiator is going to negotiate with the land buyer that a negotiator was supposed to talk to the let me see if I can remember the scenario correctly. It was either the negotiator or the counterpart was supposed to negotiate with the neighbor. There's a little parcel of land that you're buying, and you've already struck a deal. You're good to go on the buyer seller transaction. There's a little sliver of land that you really want included in the deal, and the seller was supposed to negotiate with that person, and then they failed to. So you, as the negotiator, were supposed to do that, and you did not. And so that's where in lies the rub. And so the seller thinks they can get the property for 30K. And so you were here's the trick. You are a great negotiator, and you were able to get it for 5. Okay, so the seller in this scenario is wanting to get, we'll see what happens with that, but the seller may or may not want a piece of that. So that's the negotiation. Since I know it so well, I will play the seller in this role, if that's all right with everyone. And whoever wants to negotiate can be the negotiator.
Douglas, would you be opposed for a few questions?
Certainly.
So there is a land already negotiated, and there is another parcel next to it.
Yeah. The original, the buyer seller transaction is just a little parcel that they're going to build their dream home on. And you've already struck a deal. The deal terms are good. It's more or less, lock, stock, and barrel. You did want the additional acreage that's right next to it for, you really want it. It's another 15 acres and it's more lake frontage. So you really want it. And so and the seller said, "Oh yeah, I'll do that. I'll talk to them and see what they need, and I'll get back to you." But they haven't done that yet.
Is that the same seller?
No, different seller. It's the neighbor.
Different seller.
Yeah.
I'm confused a little bit. So there are 3 parties here. There's a buyer, there's a seller, and there's you. Or
no. The third party is not a negotiator in the scenario. The point is that the seller was supposed to do this, and they have not done that yet. And you're trying to get it closed, and so there's a little awkwardness about that. And because you are like, why haven't they done this? I want to close this deal, and they have not done that piece of the puzzle yet.
Douglas, would you mind to stop here? So which land is not, the first one is ready to go, right? You said the terms and the price. So on the 15th.
Yeah, but you're negotiating with that person though, because they are the one that said they were going to do that, and they didn't. They were supposed to negotiate and get that. They were supposedly friends with the neighbor and willing to, work that out, but they failed to follow up. And so here's the trick. You called and you got a deal on your own. You're a good negotiator. Like, okay, you called the neighbor. Now you have to inform the seller that you got the deal you got, and that's the trick.
I'm confused again on Douglas. There are 3 parties here. There's a buyer, seller.
Yeah, technically 3, but you went as the buyer. You went ahead and negotiated with the other seller. So there's 2 sellers.
2 sellers.
You have to inform the original seller, the main party, that you've done this already, and you're afraid they're going to be upset because they were insisting on doing it, and they made a big deal, a big production out of making a deal for you and getting that done.
Okay, so the first deal is negotiated, and you agreed with the first seller. He gonna talk to the neighbor, the 50 acre neighbor, to get the deal, but they didn't do it for you. So
Yeah.
you went behind,
Yes.
basically behind the first seller and talked to the 15-acre owner.
You
And
technically circumvented the seller technically.
what
But
is that? Technically what?
so you circumvented them technically, so now you got to break the news that you circumvented and went around them and share
Okay.
that news with
So,
them.
so there's a seller, the neighbor, and you.
Yes.
Okay. So,
And
or
you
me.
you struck a separate deal with the neighbor. The seller was supposed to do that, but they didn't. You got tired of waiting. You went around them and did that. So now you got to inform the seller that you did that.
And what's in it for seller? Why it's so important for seller?
That's a good point.
To do this deal, I mean, why they wanted to do it themselves? Do they have
They
any
just
stake in it?
insisted. They're like, "Oh, hey man, I got a great relationship. I'll get you a good deal." So it was.
So the
They
seller,
insisted. It was more or less
so
oh no, I'm
this,
gonna do it. I promise I'll do it. Yeah. I'll do it. I'll get you a good deal on it.
yeah, I want to understand, um, I'm the buyer, right? So
Right.
I want to buy from the seller. Okay, that's one deal. It's
Yeah.
already done deal. We already agreed about this.
Yeah.
And also I want to buy from the neighbor,
Right.
and that's not done deal yet. The
No,
seller
it is done deal. You made a deal with the second buyer, with the second seller. I mean,
separate.
you got a deal done. You went around the original seller to get this deal done because you were tired of
Okay.
waiting.
Okay, you already, but seller wanted to do this deal for you.
Right.
That's kind of strange why it would be such a big deal. Who is making the deal? Okay, and there is no context around that.
No, it's just
What?
they just insisted. They're like, hey, that's my old buddy. I'm gonna make you a deal.
And you mentioned in the beginning the price 30,000, but you can get for 5. Is that applies to that
Yeah,
15
that's
acre?
what you get. You got a great deal on it. The other guy didn't really care, and he just said, "Here, $5,000, I'll take it."
And the 5 grand is for the
additional
already
parcel.
sold piece of land, the additional that we're now discussing, 5,000.
So 5,000 is a deal between you and the neighbor.
Right.
The 15 acre neighbor.
Yeah, the non-negotiating partner you sold it to you for 5, and now you got to
And
break
why
the news.
does the original seller care that he bought it for 5?
It was like they made a big production out of it in the negotiation. They're like, "Oh no, I'll get you a good deal. I will definitely take care of that for you. I'll get it done." And because they knew that it was important to you, it was very important to you that you get this additional parcel.
So the deal's already done. I've already bought.
Yeah, but
whoever has
the
already bought the
original
second
seller
piece
doesn't know what deal you made.
and he should remain ignorant of that info.
No, but he's got to. There's you just have to break it to him. So
Yeah.
this is part of the negotiation. Yeah.
If nobody goes, I go first. Vlad, you wanna go?
Is there a risk for the first deal to fall apart, or it's already done on paper?
It's not closed yet.
Not closed yet. Okay, and what's the cost of the first deal?
Let's call it even million.
Million.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, Attila and Douglas.
Yeah.
Okay.
You ready? I'm ready.
Yeah. Ring, ring.
Hey, this is Douglas.
Hello, Douglas. It sounds like you having a good day.
Yeah, I'm doing okay. I'm just sitting here watching me some news.
Oh, are you too busy right now?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
What's going on?
Sure?
Oh, damn it, Attila! I was supposed to call that guy and get that deal for you, man. I'm sorry. I'll get that done. Tell you what, as soon as we get off here, I'll give him a call.
Oh, Douglas, it sounds like I'm offending you.
No, it's okay. I dropped the ball. I should have got this done. I get busy with all the things we're going. I'll go down to the VFW hall and hang out with the guys all the time. And I got busy and I forgot.
Well, seems like you have fun with the friends.
Yeah, we have a good time down there. We have a good old time for sure.
Yeah. What are you guys like to do?
Oh, just between you, me, and the fence post, talk a lot of bull.
What is that? The line was cutting off.
We talk a lot of bull.
Oh,
Well, this is a good example. I heard this yesterday. You know, I had this crazy dream last night. I dreamt I was a car muffler. I woke up exhausted.
oh. So you're into jokes, it sounds like,
Yeah, dad jokes are for the win.
for the win.
For the win, yes, sir.
Douglas, you probably gonna be very upset with me.
What's going on?
And you probably not gonna like me.
You're backing out of the deal?
Well, I already talked to the neighbor.
Oh, okay. You did? You got it done?
It's done.
Wow. Okay, so I swear I could have got it for you for 30K. That would have been a good deal for you.
Probably.
Heck, what did he agree to? You never know with that guy.
Well, it's non-disclosable, unfortunately.
Well, come on, I gotta know. You know, this guy and I swear we would compete over who's got more crickets in his yard.
Oh, so he's like your competition, it sounds
Oh,
like.
all the time. You know, we'd pick the different race cars on NASCAR, and man, that's something. That guy's a character.
Wow, it seems like you guys very close friends. You're doing so
Yeah, he's
many
my
stuff.
pal. I'm gonna miss him, honestly. He's a good old guy for sure.
Race cars?
Yeah, we used to talk about NASCAR all the time.
Wow. Have you even drove some?
Oh no, nothing like that. I enjoy it though.
Well,
Come on, what did he do? He do 32, 35? Come on, you can tell me.
well, Douglas, you probably gonna be very upset with me.
He did 30, 29, 25, something like that.
Would that be a crazy idea to ask him this question?
Well, you know, it's not kind of really a big deal, but man, if he cut you a really good deal, you know.
Seems like you're really worried about the deal.
Yeah, man, I'm fascinated. What did he do?
Well, the deal is done.
Hmm,
The deal is done. Are
that's
you
great news.
are you opposed to move forward with your deal?
Oh, come on, you can just tell me what you paid for it.
What makes it so important for you?
No, I'm just curious. I just, you know,
Seems like you're really worried.
yeah, I mean, you got a really good deal. Maybe you should cut me off a couple K on top of that. That's pretty good deal. All right, 2K. If you can give me 2K, I don't care. You just give me 2K, and I'll just I won't even bother.
So it feels like that 2K is very important for you.
Well, hey, that's my neighbor, and I set you up with that deal. Well, you can give me a finder's fee, right?
Finder fee?
Yeah, you can just cut me off a little check. Tell you what, I'll you know, I'll call it an even thousand. We'll just bump our deal up 1,000. You won't even have to write any other paperwork. I'll just put that on top of our deal and call it good.
So you sold me your land already, right? And the neighbor is a pretty close friend to you. You
Yeah.
used to do stuff together all the time.
All the time, man.
Yeah. And now I went to the neighbor directly and bought the land, and
Yeah.
now you asking, you feel like you deserve a finder fee. Did I miss anything?
No, that's about right.
So about right.
Yeah, you got it.
So $1,000 would make you happier.
Oh yeah, sure, man. I set you up with that deal, man. This is gonna be great.
That's a pretty good idea, Douglas. But just doesn't work for me.
Oh, you can't do that. I'll tell you what. 500.
Sorry, Douglas. No.
Well, all right, Attila. I guess we need to set close for this. Are you free Tuesday?
Yeah, what time would work for you?
9:30, 10 o'clock work.
Sure.
All right. Well, let's get this deal done, Attila.
Thank you, Douglas. Thank you. You're so generous and you're very smart guy.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it, Attila. You guys have a good day.
Thank you for your help, Douglas, with everything. Same to you.
All right. Anybody have feedback for Attila?
Yeah, I'll hop in. I'll be honest, I was still a little, I hope it's not just me, but it could be. Wouldn't be the first time. Still a little confused why you couldn't reveal the 5. But maybe that's just me. I like your tone and your patience, Attila. You're just really cool the whole time. It's great. Great reminder.
Thank you.
Cool and even, man. Cool and even. Very nice. And I'm just trying to, for myself as I watch, I'm just trying to write down all of the tools we're using. You built a rapport immediately. You were rapport in the beginning. You enjoyed his joke, his muffler joke. Accusation audit, another mirror, race cars, lots of questions. You were interested in his life. You did a second accusation audit. You did a no-oriented question, a label, a mirror, finder fee, summary, finder fee, summarized, another mirror about being right, and then you had a status manipulation at the end. You're a pretty smart guy. Yeah. So it was like you were just all the greatest hits, man. Yeah. All the greatest hits of Chris Voss.
Yeah, he threw out the kitchen sink, and I ultimately used the 4 no system so effectively. I only got it to 2 no's, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. You're right.
So yeah, well done, Attila.
Thank you, Aaron. Seems like you paid pretty close attention to the details.
Yeah. I mean, even when I'm not doing, I'm listening. I'm really active listening, right?
Yeah.
Vlad, any feedback for Attila?
My feedback to Attila is you pretty much exercise one or another tool every time you spoke. Pretty good.
Vlad, would you oppose to repeat? I didn't understand. Exercise what?
So every time you speak, you use some form of a negotiation tool. You stood your ground. What didn't happen, and I don't know if it's important or not, the reason for the friction was not revealed. So it remains a mystery. You can imply that Douglas wanted to make extra money on that. Um. But it's still an assumption. So there was no conversation about this. So I don't know if it's important or not, since Douglas actually finally agreed to go with the original deal without any concerns, any additional conversation about this. So great
Oh,
job. Great job.
yeah, that's one of the issue with me to be more more talkative. So not just using the tools with the good tones, just be more talkative or conversational. That's how you say it, right? So yeah, not like a robot. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I will say though, Attila, to your defense, it didn't feel robotic though for me, and it felt conversational for what it's worth. It didn't feel
Uh-huh.
oh he's just throwing tools at me to throw stuff against the wall. It didn't feel like that at all.
Thank you, Vlad.
Welcome.
Scott, did you catch enough to give some feedback?
I think so. If you could give me just what the premise of that negotiation was, I think I caught enough at the end there to be able to give some feedback.
Okay, so it's a buyer-seller transaction for a piece of parcel of land, and then the neighbor, Attila really wants that part of the deal. He doesn't really even want the deal without that piece of land. The original seller said, no, man, I'll take care of that for you. I'll get that negotiated for you. Because they had a relationship, and he failed to get it done. So Attila was getting tired of waiting and getting concerned because the close date was coming up very soon, and that deal still wasn't done yet. So he circumvented the original seller to get that done. And got a sweet deal. He got like for a $30,000 deal done for $5. So there was some kind of like uneasiness about disclosing it.
Okay, so to summarize, you were like a buyer's agent.
Or the buyer, actually. I'm the seller.
Oops.
He was the buyer.
You were, let me see. Yeah, okay, so he was the buyer, but you were the one who was supposed to get the other property failed,
Right.
and then you were still trying to get a commission anyway.
Yeah, I was just being
I
unreasonable.
was still involved you too. I was gonna say, I tell you, it
It was
was really,
very unreasonable.
I was gonna say Attila was really like stonewalling you. Yeah, he was being tough and hard. I don't blame him.
Yeah.
Can you hear me
Also,
okay?
though, it's like you don't want to be too rude about it because you're trying to buy that deal, and he could always just pull out of the deal, and so you're trying to thread a needle, so to speak.
Oh yeah, because he could have reacted poorly to it.
Yeah.
There,
I'm gonna switch networks.
it's reminding for a scenario when the old guy is selling his trailer and the piece of the land belongs to the neighbor behind. And that's in that one, we were not supposed to say how much deal, what was the deal with the other one. That's why I didn't reveal it.
Yeah, I was not happy when I did that the scenario myself. I'm like, I don't want to tell him what it is. It's really not his concern at all, you know.
Sorry about that. I had a little snafu with my network. Switched networks. I think it's good now. Yeah, I thought he was stonewalling you pretty hard, and I appreciate that he was doing that based on the story. Now I think that he did a good job.
Yeah.
That's all I have.
Okay. Yeah, Attila, I thought you crushed it. Honestly, I think you executed the nose effectively without being too overly harsh. Welcome, Ryan. Good to see you, sir. I thought you executed nicely, and it really it was pretty seamless in terms of getting the deal done. In terms of that, I think that's one of the main objectives of that one is saying no in the right way, because there are different ways of saying no, and you can be counterproductive by how you say no, right? And that's the, I think the core of that mock for me is the saying no gracefully, I think is one of the key takeaways from that mock. And I think you executed that nicely. So well done.
Thank you, everybody, for the feedback. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, guys, we're going to stop recording here.